Well, hello folks, and welcome back. George here. Well, we have the old Jupiter here today, and I have a nice little treat for you, I think. It's a treat for me to be working on this park, and we are back at Pioneer Mountain Railroad, and this is located in somewhere in Tennessee. It is a fictional park. So we're going to, today, we've got the old Jupiter here and we're in the park, and I will eventually show you everything about the park. I'm just kind of doing little bits and pieces right now, and I'm actually trying to update the park to the way I want to be able to present it. Right now, the way this park is set up is kind of like Tweetsie Railroad or maybe Dollywood, that type, where it surrounds itself about the railroad. So the unique thing about my park here at Pioneer Mountain Railroad is that we get to borrow engines and rolling stock from all over the world. That's the way this park is kind of designed. So if we want to bring in a, say like the Jupiter here, and run it for a few weeks, then that's what we will get to do. Even, like Thomas, a day out with Thomas, the train engine, we'll be able to do that. Just all kind of stuff. So I thought that would be unique. What I want to show you today is the sawmill area, and we have just left town, and in a later video, I'll show you more about the town and what I've done with it. It's really cool. It really is. I love this engine here. We've got another train that is kind of like the main train that runs this route. So what I'm going to do, this is just testing day. Now, in theme parks, they go out, they test the rides and the shows and everything. So that's what's going on in here. So we have the engineer and conductor, and we're pretending that we have like a conductor in the end. Let me show you over here. This is some of the cars that this one of the trains that people will be able to ride in. They have the nice open air, and this is just kind of a mix of different train cars that I found on the download station, and then the old caboose here. The people, some of them may want to get into the open cars, open air cars, and some of them may want to get into the insides of these. I don't think this has a camera in it. No, I don't think so. But you can kind of get a little look. These are older. That looks nice, actually. I like that. Pretty nice. I don't think that, let's see, well, no, this one has the camera inside, so you can kind of look and see, We are going, let's see, let me go back out of here. I've lost my train of thought here. Anyway, let's see. Okay, okay, you can, okay, the caboose. That's the caboose. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to the sawmill. I want to show off the sawmill. So let's just pretend that the train is full of people that is leaving the town, and this route, this train route, it goes in like a loop. There's another part of it I'm going to be showing off soon, is where the steamboat area is, the Lake Barron area, which it goes around, and it's really cool. So, but anyway, I'm hoping that my sound effects and everything work. So let's just get started. We're going to the sawmill. And it would be coming out of the town. People would be, and I'm going to be adding like farmlands and just all kind of little stuff throughout the route here, so that people have things to look at. The main thing about Pioneer Mountain Railroad is the sawmills, because this used to be sawmill country, where they'd cut down lots of trees and logging country, logging trains and stuff like that out. So it's coming to the logging count right now. This is Piney Gulch logging count. This we're going to get to working soon. This old steam tractor. It'll be pulling logs and stuff. And it'll be slowing down, and there's a lot of little things that go on here. The train will start up, and so I'm going to head on over here and kind of show you. Actually, you know what? Let's just ride the train here a little bit. Pretend we're one of the passengers above the train. So now you can see there's saw people, or the lumberjacks cutting trees.
Today I'd like to take you back in time to an old pioneer logging camp tucked high up there, on a mountain known as Piney Gulch Mountain. Back in the 1800s, this wasn't a place you visited for comfort. It was a place you survived dark life in the sawmill, and logging camp was hard, burning hard. Men rose before daylight, worked until the sun disappeared behind the trees, and somehow still found the strength to do it all again the next day. The air was thick with sawdust, trees soft burning, and sweat. Every log was cut by hand. Everyone learned the hard way. A bad day meant some losses. A worse day meant someone didn't come home. Now, comforts were. Well, let's just say they were simple. There was no running water, no electricity, and the outhouse was about as far from luxury as you could get. You didn't want to go to the outhouse unless you were brave, because you never knew what was waiting for you inside. Some folks say that staying in a Piney Gulch mountain with a fallen tree or a one-way walk. It was opening the outhouse door on a cold winter morning, and hoping the seat wasn't already occupied by a raccoon or a frozen parrot. You know what?
Now, let me just jump in here real quick. I want to, before it continues here, I just want to show you what's going on, because it's a lot kind of confusing if you don't know what it's all about here. But they would stop at this Piney Gulch Sawmill area, and people would get to look around and see what what all kind of things were doing or going on back in the 1800s when they were cutting logs like they did back then. And this old Shea engine would be coming down here, and it'll pick up logs, and then it's going to carry it on them into town. Normally that's what it would do, but the way I have it set up, it'll stop right here when it's through with the production, the show. It'll just pull right out here and on this trestle, and it'll just stay there until the next train comes by, which would be this one or the other one. The speech, I came up with that and programmed it. Boy, that was hard to do to get the sound right and get it where the train would hit the sound trigger so the speech would start. So, but we got it working, and I'm surprised. It doesn't work all the time. This game is a hit and miss on things working. But anyway, people, as the train would stop here, it'll stay stopped for 1 minute. It would start back up and head on to the next location. So, but anyway, that's what's going on here, and as you can see, there's all kind of little things, and in the script or speech, it talks about outhouses. That's what the conductor is talking about now. This was a rough life to live, and a very hard job to do back in the old days there. This guy's just kind of goofing off, isn't he? It's watching everybody else work. There's some cool little props in this game, so I'm going to continue it, and we'll just finish listening. And you can see this old Shea engine, how it goes over this log loader, which I think is really cool. It's really cool. Now my speech stopped since I paused it. I thought that it would continue on, but I guess when you pause the game, the speech stops. So that's okay. But he'd be telling them that, and the train, and everybody please stay seated or hold on. These open air cars, they people will be standing in these. But this is what would be happening. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. And then the main train here would take off. And that's pretty much what would happen. I would have like live actors out here, a few of them, and where they're doing stuff or maybe talking to each other or whatever. I would have this going to just all, like static figures and stuff. These would just be like, kind of props, fake people and all that. So what this train does, the way I have it set up, once the main train goes away, we no longer see any of this. So it would come up here, and normally back in the way this park, if you download this park, which by the way you can on the download station, and I love that whistle. It goes way up here to the top of the mountain. It picks up logs, and then it would carry the logs down to the town. I'll show you more about the town and everything, like I said. So, and then these disappear. I think they yeah, supposed to disappear, I believe. So anyway, and then it gets it ready for the next train to come by, the next group of people, the visitors or whatever. See there, it just disappears. And it just stays here until the next train comes. As you can see, we got some lumberjacks here. We need to get them closer to the tree. They're not going to be able to cut that tree down. They're going to be there for a while. These are little things you can actually find on the download station. This whole area here is not on the map in the download station. So just know that if you download, you have to kind of do this your own self. Now I would upload this, but the problem is if you don't have like access to a lot of these little things, and some of this stuff may be like paid DLCs and stuff like that, so you'll probably be missing out. But I think the fun thing about doing all this is to kind of just I'm going to pause my train right now. I'm going to stop it for a minute because I got to catch up to it in a little bit. But just adding your own stuff, because I put all this stuff out here and made me a little sawmill area for the train trip, for the entertainment purposes and all. And there is some really cool stuff, like this old sawmill, and this is sound effects that comes with it. This old crane was on the download station. I said, that's the fun thing about checking out a lot of the stuff on download station, that you can actually find all kind of unique things that people have made. Now these lumberjacks, now they're doing it a good job. Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever get that tree cut, and let's check these out. Yeah, see, I think they're doing better a job too. Yeah, kind of close. The people that make these little things and put them on the download station is just amazing. I mean, there's so much on there. So this is this would have been a narrow gauge railroad back in the day. I'm using a standard gauge for my theme park because it requires a lot of people, a lot of pull, a lot of heavy train equipment, I guess you could say. So, but yeah, this is so much fun. And like I said, a lot of this stuff is on the download station, and you can download it and use this park as a logging, work it way it was back then, and don't put anything modern to the park here or to the map. I just turned mine into like I wanted it to be like a theme park, a railroad theme park. So, but anyway, folks, there's our sawmill part of the theme park. And the next thing that I'm working on is going to be the Lake Barron area, which is an old steam paddle boat out there and all kind of stuff. And I'll do that on the next video. I'll show you all that, and I think you'll like that. But love all this old-fashioned stuff, the old mountain pioneer stuff. Even having a old moonshine area on the route here, the train ride. You really get a good train ride out of this one. So this part rather. But anyway, folks, I want to thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, you will do so. It will let you know that my next video coming out for this part and other things that I'm working on. So, and I appreciate that. So, folks, until next time, well, this is George, and I'll be seeing you down the road. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye, folks.